over in Denton. Two really good teams playing, split a couple of close games. Just your thoughts on your team's performance.
Well, we knew going into the weekend that we were going to play against a very good North Texas team who's also been really difficult to beat on their home court. And of course, going in, the goal was to come away with 2 wins. We came away with 1. Thought we played extremely hard, competed incredibly on the backboards and trying to protect the paint and doing the things that we really wanted to do defensively. On Friday night, we scored just enough. On Saturday night, we just didn't score quite enough. They made one more play than we did in the second half. And of course, a lot of things to come away from, but encouraged with our team, their toughness, their ability to show resolve. We fell behind in the second game in the first half, and we were able to fight our way back into it and give ourselves a chance. So, of course, disappointed that we couldn't come away with 2 wins, but encouraged with just the mental toughness of our team.
Go ahead, Ben.
Coach, talk a little bit about Isaiah Crawford. When you recruited him out of high school, obviously very talented, but did you ever imagine him being able to score in the capacity that he showed on Friday night?
Well, we thought that he'd be able to score, Ben. We weren't 100% sure if he'd score the way he is now. He was a guy that played really a front court position for his high school team. Didn't really shoot a lot of threes. He just wasn't good at that part of his game yet. But he's a guy that loves basketball. He loves working at it. And here we've really encouraged him to shoot threes, to handle the basketball, just to keep developing. And that's, I know, what his high school program saw for him later down the road. And that's what's happening here. But very excited about him when we recruited him and just love the way he's developing.
Next question. Go ahead, Corey.
Eric, I know we talked a bunch this season about the role that Junior fills for this team and what he's been able to bring. When you guys are matching up against a UAB front court, how can he sort of insert himself in terms of an impact player these next 2 games, and how much do you feel like even him being a freshman, in terms of reliance, how much he can step into a role that you guys can rely on him against UAB this week?
First thing is we've played 21 games now. We tell him and we tell all of our other guys, you're not a freshman, you're not a sophomore, junior or senior. You guys are a team, and the guys that have established themselves in certain roles are, no matter what their classification is, we need them to produce and play well. And that's the same thing for Junior. Of course, we know that he's experiencing things as a freshman, but he's produced at a level that now it's expected. And we say all the time that being great is being consistently good. This particular matchup this weekend, UAB's got a really a formidable post presence in Jemison. He's 7 feet, 260 pounds, very athletic, similar body type to like an Andrew Gordon, but very, very energetic around the basket on both sides. So there's a matchup both for Junior and Andrew Gordon. Got to be able to score it inside. They play a lot of different zones, 1-2-2 back to a man, or a 2-3, or a 1-3-1 back to a 2-3, or 2-3 on the out of bounds. They do a lot of different things. And so Junior and everybody else, we're going to have to make good decisions, because this is a team that forces people into turnovers quite a bit.
Eric, I asked Brooke a little while ago, you're kind of going into the second weekend of February. A lot of times by now it's kind of the wear and tear of the season has gotten long, and that's in a normal year, much less a COVID year. Where is your team right now, do you think, physically and maybe even more importantly, mentally?
Such a good point, Malcolm. First, physically, we start with that. I think we're doing okay. Anytime in February, you're not really 100%. And we've been thankfully able to keep progressing really all season long. We've been going nonstop since school started. So we've tried all along to keep every day fresh, not go terribly long, but have good intensity. And then to go to the mental part of it, we feel like right now in February, and certainly during a COVID year, our main concern right now is our guys' health. And that mental health comes from, we got to make sure that every day has a level of great fun. It seems so simple, but we want to make sure that it's not just this grind that is just miserable. There's work to be done, and we've got a lot of things to cover. We've got a great team coming in here, but we've got to make sure that this is enjoyable. Guys are getting better. Guys are feeling good about where they're at. And I feel like that's something that is really happened with our team, and a lot of it has to do with just their personality as people. They're a lot of fun to be around. I know I'm excited about practice today.
Corey?
Eric, you touched on it there a little bit, kind of that personality of this team. Obviously, you've been coaching in this sport a while now. When a team has an opportunity to go against a team at the time that's worried about if we are to believe that the record says who we are, we are to believe that UAB is the best team in the league right now. So teams having that opportunity to play against the best and to prove that they belong or they potentially could be the best. What have you seen from this group this year in terms of excitement of these next 2 games coming up this weekend?
The thing I really love about this team is they've been excited throughout. Every game that we've played, there's been a real level of excitement. The chance to play, the chance to compete. We've got a group of guys that love basketball, but they really love the team dynamic, the camaraderie, the bus trips. Again, it's not like it's been before. We're not doing team meals on the road and restaurants and things like that. We've lost some of those things, but this team is also very, very driven to be the best version of them, to compete for a championship. We like that we're in the hunt here in February, and that's what we say. We're in the hunt, and we've got this opportunity this weekend at home against a very good team that's ahead of us in the standings right now by winning percentage. And we've got to be able to take control of each day. We got to get better today in practice and get ready for this game on Friday, and then we're going to need a total team effort from every single guy in our program to contribute in some way, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, into trying to win the ball game.
Ben?
Coach, we've talked about, all year, whether it's, Junior or Andrew Gordon or JP or Crawford or Kobe Williams. We know how much he means to you guys as a sophomore at the point guard spot. But you mentioned the various zone defenses that UAB will throw at you this weekend. How important will it be for either Omari or Caleb or Xavier and Christian or whoever it is on the wing to knock down some big open shots if you guys are going to have some success this weekend?
Yeah, BC, it's going to be vitally important. We've got to be able to first take care of the basketball, and we can't get any shots if we don't take care of it. And that really is going to be a responsibility of a number of guys. It's not just a point guard. It's just not the guy bringing the ball up the floor. We're going to have to break pressure. We're going to have to make good decisions. We're going to have to be in an aggressive mindset, but we can't be rushed and in a hurry and become reckless. And then we've got to have our hands and feet ready, and we've got to be ready to knock down some shots. They're a team that doesn't really give people a ton of assisted baskets. You've got to be able to find different ways, but we've got to be able to create shots for one another that we can make, and then we got to confidently knock them down. And that's going to have to be from the three-point line because they're going to play a lot of zone.
Corey?
Eric, obviously, when a team decides to set up its own defense, what have you noticed on film from UAB's length and potential ways you guys could exploit that or find a weakness in some shape, form, or fashion?
Well, the first thing you notice is that they set up their zone defenses and their pressure after they score. So first thing is we want to try to prevent them from scoring as much as possible so that we can try to attack them when their defense may not be set as well. But of course, they're going to score some points, and we've got to be able to attack them. And then it's just having a balanced approach. We've got to be able to break the initial pressure, and then once they set up into their zone, or even if it's their man-to-man, we've got to get to certain spots. And for us, we want to be able to get the ball to the paint, whether it's a post-up, whether it's dribble penetration, and then we got to make good decisions in there, whether it's to continue straight to the rim and score, or draw enough of the defense to where we can pitch it out to somebody else. And I thought that's something that we've got to get better at as a group. But it's certainly going to be a big part of this game coming up.
Anything else for Coach? All right, Eric, we appreciate you. Good luck this week.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.